This is it. This is where we make our stand. 9 big blinds, pocket eights. This is our doubling hand. We can't wait for pocket aces like value mark. Okay, guys, here we go. We're getting called here. We have a very modest amount of fold equity. We're dominating. We're dominating. We gotta fade that ace. Fade that ace, baby. Okay. But these stacked ups, this hand's kind of, this hand might be playing for stacks with the way everybody else's stacks are set up. Guess not. If someone opened, we would be reshoving. Like, you know, the cutoff opened, button opened. Someone's gonna be disappointed. Someone's gonna be disappointed. That was a quick call too. That's a real one. Oh. GG Bugenhagen, unlucky, man. Unlucky. Limp first in, start off with a flop check. Pretty standard, I think. Going to keep checking this one. So I would have mixed like a6 and a7, I think, on the turn. Because that's the 4 introduces the straight draws around there. I don't think hand's very high frequency call at all. I don't think it's pure fold though either. I randomized it. It's a pretty good hand. Hoping for a squeeze. Hoping for a 15 to 20 big blind squeeze. Say my name. Say my name with the squeeze. King, queen off. That's what we want to see. Squeeze from king, queen off. I'm greedy. Ooh, we're getting a family pot. Alright. Oh my god, my heart rate's going already. You guys can tell that I care, eh? Holy macaroni. This flop sucks. I'm impressed that my heart rate's going for this. Obviously, we're going to be stacking off here against the 9, but this range can have combo draws. It can have jack 10s. It can have... It only has suited 9s in it. So, I mean, like, I can lose to a 9, but the 9s I lose to are pretty specific. I lose to, like, 10-9, 9-8. So, I mean, like, obviously I lose to that, and it sucks when you're up against that hand. But it's not like I can just, like, call, turn, fold, river, and there are just too many bad runouts. So, like, for example... This run out would have been pretty clean, and we would have called turn and called river. Sucks to lose a pot. I mean, like all the pots, we only have 40 bigs to start the day, so like every pot we lose is pretty critical. But I'm aware that I'm not going to be able to get away from this hand on blank runouts. Like I'm going to have to stack off on this run out. Like there's just no way around that. I would rather basically try to like shovel the money in now against like flush draws, you know, combo draw bluffs, etc., etc. Obviously, if you get cold called by the player behind, that's like a bit of an issue. But the SPR is just like, I mean, he bets 1.2 million on the turn. We call. There's 4 in the, you know, there's 4.6, 4.7 in the middle on the river, and he's got 3 left. So like 60% of stacks are already in the middle if I decide not to fold this street, which is, this hand's not foldable. I mean, like, it sucks that I can lose to a very visible 9. Again, I'm helped by the fact that there's only suited 9s in this range, which are 2 combos apiece. Presumably this player could have, like, you know, it's not impossible for this player to have lots of flush draws. And I do think that I'm going to make more money trying to run it against the flush draws now, which might check fold the river, than I will in, like, basically, like, any alternative reality where, like, I just call and let the flush draws realize the equity. And then still basically lose against the 9s. So this is just me trying to get it in against the parts of the range that I beat while getting it in against the parts of the range that I lose to. Whereas I think if I call, I'm more likely to get it in against the parts of the range that I lose to on the river. And that's it. And it's just a stack to pot ratio thing. He just doesn't have enough left. So here we're going to lose to flushes, sets that didn't check raise, flushes that didn't check raise. We're going to lose to ace 4 and ace 6 specifically. But again, I think that I think barreling is going to be pretty reasonable here. This player doesn't have any chips, right? So pocket sevens, pocket fives, like which I think were mentioned, probably get jammed pretty. Same with pocket nines. So it's really just the suited nines. That's why I was really focused on the fact like, okay, there's really not that much value. There's not that many hands I lose to in the range. It's not that I beat all the hands in the range. I don't, but there aren't that many hands that I lose to in the range. It's a good flop. Why can't we just catch a Broadway card? Some kind of clean turn. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me, man. You've got to be kidding me. We set the trap, and we get this. Absolutely brutal run out. I mean, I just have so many straights, right? Like, my whole range is a straight now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I check back the flop and call the turn. My whole range is a straight. What a brutal run out. I could have raised the turn, too. Oh my god. This player's, like, not really the type to blast either, right? I mean, my range is just a straight. I mean, like, my whole range is just a straight. That's so sick. That is so sick to just, like, have that be the flop. That is so sick. I mean, like, you know, sometimes the game is just brutal for you. But, I mean, we obviously set the trap because the board's 7-4 deuce rainbow. Like, it's a board where I could definitely bet, but this player's got a tighter preflop range. And, you know, for reasons I set the trap. I mean, I set a trap, and the turns I could raise. I thought about it, and I still think that, like, you know, I just think the fold percentage is really high. I really like calling. I called. We're hoping for basically any non-spade, non-ace, non-5, non-6. But really, most specifically, we're hoping for any non-5. Because, like, I could put the money in on any non-5. Like, if on any 5 river, I have so many ace-x straights. Like, I check back the flop, which is, like, very consistent with ace-high hands. Like, I mean, obviously, like, I would have, like, ace-jack here or something. Like, that's going to be most of the hands. Like, if I had like, queen-jack, I'd probably bluff the flop. If I had queen-jack, I probably don't call the turn. So, like, you know, I have lots of ace-high hands for checking back the flop. I have even more for checking back the flop and calling the turn. So when you get a 5 river, I have a straight all the time. And so then when this player bets, it's like I could just call with so many better hands. Like, just call it straight. It's like, now my hand's been totally fucking counterfeit. And, like, I had top set. I had the first nuts on the flop. And my hand is, like, I don't even know. It's like the 35th nuts now or something. Like, it's just, like, irrelevant. I have so many ace-high straights. This hand's a blank. It's a savage run out for top set there. All right, guys, real quick, huge announcement. BBZPoker.com. We've got twice the sessions we used to have. We have 10 to 12 sessions running per week, 7 of them MTT, 2 to 4 cash, 1 mental game. And we've got those sessions available as of now at half the price. They're coming in at $150 a month. They used to come in at $500. We dropped it to $300. They are now $150 a month. I'm super pumped to be able to bring this to you guys. It's all because of you. I can't wait to see you in the BBZ Poker seminars going forward. You do get the charts on top for free. So make sure you're heading over to bbzpoker.com and getting your access right now. Like, I can't even talk myself into thinking, like, on the river here against this bet. If I would have called probably if the bet was 600,000, and it would suck. But I'd be like, well, I would have talked myself into something like as follows: like, maybe this player is willing to make a bet with, like, pocket 5s to 600,000. Maybe this player is willing to make a bet with pocket 4s to 600,000. Maybe this player is willing to make a bet with pocket 3s to 600,000. Maybe, you know, like, maybe this player is willing to bet like 7-5 or 7-4 or something to 600,000. But to $1.5 million, that's like, all right, you got an ace or a 6 or a bluff. And if you have an ace or a 6 or a bluff, like, before you call with top set, you want to ask yourself the question: would you call with king queen? Because they're the same fucking hand in that situation, right? Like, that's what people, like, a lot of people who don't play a lot of this game, like, they don't get is, like, once he bets to that sizing choice, my hand gets reduced, I think, to the equivalent of being king queen high. Because, like, either he has a 6 or an ace or bluff. And what does king queen beat? A 6? What does king queen beat? King queen beats a bluff, and it loses to a 6 and an ace, right? And so, like, what does my hand do? Same thing. So, like, would you call with king queen? No. So then what? Like, you know, any kind of attachment to pocket 7s is more or less emotional. It's not like that player is bluffing with a bunch of king high hands there. So, you know, your hand's been reduced in value from top set, which was really cool, to a hand that is just a pure bluff catcher or king queen high. And like you just like the better you get at recognizing that that's what's happened, the better off you'll be. So then the question becomes more binary. Like, you know, is he bluffing enough to call with king queen high? And most people would be like, fuck no. And it's like, well, then why are you calling with top set so eagerly? Why do you have such a difficult time folding the set and such an easy time calling and such an easy time folding king queen high? It's because of the previous emotions that you had on earlier streets. Like you got emotional about the fact that you flopped top set, and like you got excited and you were like, I'm gonna win a big pot here. And then the board came out in a way where it's like, that ain't gonna happen now. And so, you know, it's not, it sucks, but you know, my hand, like I said, was reduced to a hand that was not as good. So we made the fold because that's what the game's about. I mean, like, you know, can't get all emotional and bent about it. Although I'm clearly not happy about the fact that I had to fold the hand, but off to a rough start. But like I said, it just takes one hand, you know, just takes one hand. Somebody opens, we jam, they call, we win. And we have 11 million plus like the blinds and antes. So pretty much we started the day with 13 million. So we're still just one hand away. All right, there's a very high probability this is it. It's not a lock that this is it. Like, you know, obviously there's a reasonable probability that we just call. This is a calling hand in some instances, but it's not a calling hand in all instances. This player's numbers anywhere? This player just get to the table. Yeah, this player's numbers anywhere. Well, that sucks. I was probably gonna jam. So if this player was bladed, we'll find out. Yeah, I was gonna jam. Would've worked. Oh well. Robbed. B build bad. Can we get some BBZ bundles on your stream? Sure. Jump into the BBZ Discord and ask about it. You're good. You should be. We should be able to help you out. Ouch! 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 This is gonna be brutal one way or the other for somebody. Aces holds, kings is out. That's a big pot. Like, you know, that's what I mean. It's tournament poker. You know, like that player had so many chips, right? This player just had infinite. Like that's 17 million right there. Like this player's say my name is like I'm in heaven with how many chips I have. You know, feeling really confident. I mean, I'm over here grinding it out, just slugging it out, about to be out of the tournament. This player's like, you know, thinking might have some what I would call bad, but like some final table dreams already or something. And then, you know, runs it with kings and even flops a flush draw and gets sent packing. It's like, fuck me, man. I just had so many chips and I'm out. It's poker. So like, you know, my 4 million chips is looking a hell of a lot better than his 0. So, you know, it's just the game. Shit happens. Sometimes you get pocket sevens and you had a cool hand and then it's not a cool hand anymore. And sometimes you have pocket kings and you have a lot of chips and then you have no chips. So, I mean, like I'm gonna have a shoving range here for sure, but I also have a limp first in range. I'm gonna have to make sure that I don't limp too much because this player's getting a very good price on shoving on me, and they're going to shove on me a lot, but that doesn't mean that I can't limp any hands whatsoever. And I think we can just take a shot at this. Basically, like in this situation, there's going to be for sure some like jacks in this player's range and some traps in this player's range, but a lot of the king high hands for sure are going to shove on me pre-flop. So when we see a king high flop, we're like, okay, thank you deck for giving me, you know, a king high paired board. It's like it's not a lot there for the big blind to have. Not a lot there for the big blind to try to represent and float and try to like get around me. It's kind of my situation. This is it. Even if this player opens, this is it. This is it. This is it. All 1,500 of you, thanks very much for being here. Haters, supporters, all of you, preach. This is our hand. This is where we make our stand. 9 big blinds, pocket 8s. This is our doubling hand. We can't wait for pocket aces like Value Mart. We got to go with 8s. We got to go with 8s. We're hoping for the no cold call. We're hoping Feel the Power is bullshitting right now. Feel the power. You're bullshitting right now. Feel the power. You're bullshitting right now. Just fold. If we get cold called, we're kind of in fuckville. Please fold. Okay, guys, here we go. We're getting called here. We have a very modest amount of fold equity. We were dominating. We're dominating. We got to fade that ace. Fade that ace, baby. Oh, and we don't fade the ace. We don't fade the ace. We get fucked. It's the game. It's the game. So, I would like to thank everybody for showing up and hanging out with me today. It's unfortunate that we lost. You guys know where to find BBZ Poker. Go to bbzpoker.com. Check out the BBZ Poker charts. The charts are kind of like foundational to anybody's skill set. They're how we make our pre-flop decisions, and pre-flop decisions feed the entire strategy. So make sure to head over to bbzpoker.com. Get the pre-flop charts. Get the Ape Styles bundle if you want to learn how to play. Get the Lex bundle if you want to learn how to play. Get the Yargo bundle if you want to learn how to play final tables. Yargo has been killing it lately. As a last resort, you can always get the BBZ bundle. Check out the seminars. And thanks very much for watching. And we'll try to get them next year. Shit happens. Peace, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.